Hey guys, welcome back to the Record Room. I'm of course your host Tony Giles TG, and on today's episode I want to talk about an album that I had no intention of picking up because I think I probably already own this one or two different ways. I'm certainly familiar enough with it to not need to add another vinyl variant, but then I thought, well, what if it sounds different? And that's the kind of the sickness sometimes is, well, what if it sounds different? It says it might sound different. Well, it doesn't say it might sound different, but the hype sticker. The album in question is Motörhead's Overkill, one of the most classic hard rock, heavy metal albums of all time. If you are British, of a certain age, and like things heavy, there is a good chance that you are a Motörhead fan. It's as simple as that. I started listening to Motörhead when I was a kid, never stopped, never planned to stop. Love Motörhead. We'll continue to talk about Motörhead for as long as humanly possible. There are other Motörhead videos on this very channel. But this here, this repress, this is 50 Years Louder. This is celebrating the 50th anniversary of Motörhead, not the album, it's the band Motörhead. 50 years of anything is pretty impressive, but this album, I like Overkill. Well, that's an understatement. I love Overkill. Overkill is a great album. My favorite Motörhead album is probably Ace of Spades, mainly because it's the one I first heard, blah, blah, blah. But this album, I saw it in the store. The classic studio album from the greatest hard rock band of all time. No question about that. Pressed on blue and green vinyl and cut as half-speed master from the original tapes. Also includes album cover poster. See, that part there got me intrigued. The blue and green vinyl I could take or leave, but the half-speed master from the original tapes. Now, half-speed mastering, there's a lot of it around these days. It's my jury is out on half-speed mastering. Does it improve the sound quality to the point where it's noticeable? I don't know. I have a good stereo. I don't have the greatest stereo in the world, but I've spent a lot of time and money on my stereo, as I've spoken about before on this channel. And everything, or 99.9% of things that I play on my turntable sound good. So I don't know if it's a case of, well, it's going to sound good anyway, or no, this new half-speed master sounds fantastic. I've listened to some half-speed masters and they've been fine. They sound okay. I've listened to others and thought, I listened to this and was instantly like, geez, it sounds like the oncoming of Ragnarok. Phil Taylor's drums on the opening track on this, on Overkill, it sounded like a herd of horses was running at me through the speakers. It's so loud and so fast and so crisp and so clear. And then you hear the bass come in and it's just, the music on this sounded like it was recorded yesterday. It's fresh, it's vibrant. It just sounded like alive. It genuinely did. Lemmy's vocals are, let's face it, Lemmy was not the greatest vocalist in the world, but he was Lemmy. No one is ever going to sound like Lemmy. People will try, but no one will ever sound like Lemmy. The vocals on this are a little bit lower in the mix than I would have liked. However, it does work. Listening to this half-speed master really gives me a newfound appreciation for how great a bunch of musicians those three guys were. It was three guys. And this album is just, it kicks so much ass. It really, really does. And to the point now where I'm kind of like, well, I know there are other albums. Ace of Spades was out, Overkill, and I think Bomber as well. I think I might have to go and get the others as well, just to listen to them and see how they sound. Because if this is any indication, these half-speed masters are dynamite. They genuinely, genuinely are. Now, as I said, it's on coloured vinyl, which I could take or leave. But for coloured vinyl, it sounds very, very quiet. Not a lot of surface noise, which I am a fan of. And I like the fact that it's blue and green. They tried to keep it in with the colour scheme on the artwork. You know, all right, it looks a bit different, but it looks cool. It just, that does look cool. Going round on your turntable. Let's pop that down and pull out the jacket for you. So this hype sticker, it's kind of buried in there almost, cut as a half-speed master. That should be as big as this, but there you go, that's the back cover. I paid $26.99 for this at Eclipse, my local record store. You know I am a fan. And yeah, I know all of these songs, like Inside and Out, No Class, Damage Case, Tear You Down, Metropolis. I mean, it's just, this album is almost like a greatest hits without being a greatest hits. But you do get a nice poster inside of the album artwork and the guys as well. It's a very cool poster. All in all, for the price, this is well and truly worth it. And if you are not already in possession of a copy of Overkill, this is the one I would say go for. Originals of Motörhead records these days are creeping up there. There have been plenty of reissues over the years, but this one, readily available and sounds freaking awesome. I cannot recommend this pressing enough. It sounds great. I'm intrigued to hear what the others sound like. If you would like to hear my thoughts on the other versions or the other LPs in the Motörhead 50 series, let me know in the comments down below. Are you an old school Motörhead fan? Have you heard the new reissues? What do you think? Let me know and everybody else know, because I genuinely am intrigued by the others. But that's it for this episode. Thank you once again for joining me. Much appreciated as always. And thank you to everybody out there that has been subscribing. We are now over 1,000 subscribers, which honestly I never thought would ever happen. So humbly, thank you very, very much. But until next time, stay gold and spin those blackest circles.